just a practice session. Still gotta, still gotta wait till the race session comes up. Then I'll certainly do it. This is actually the racing, velocity racing we'll have.
Sorry. Sorry.
Audio output capture. LDPD. Implication audio capture? Ah, okay. And then Discord. second test. Discord. No, I think the Discord thing has to work with somebody in it. It's fine. Oh, 3 minutes. Okay. I'm just gonna get another this now anyway. Ah, jeez. How many notifs are there? Damn. I'm gonna try and broadcast this once this qualifying ends. Got 2 days to nail this pretty well. It shouldn't be hard, but who knows? Did Leo already complete his second lap? He did. It's a one car, so that's gonna be unfortunate. Hello and welcome everybody to the GT4s. Don't mind everything at the top because this isn't the right thing. But welcome to the GT4s here at Suzuka. I'm Brendan Polt, and I'm just going to be on my own here today as we take a look at the grid. After qualifying here, we got Francesco Sherco in P1, Niels Rote in P2, Scott McFall, Michael Kayabach, Barbos Venti, Jens Gusens, Marius Zug, Oliver Pike, Fran Reza, Nico Village, Mark Sebastian, Andros Ferreira, Dial Lafont, Antonio Armadada, Daniel Thinnes, George Tyler, Carlos Benito, and Anhan Huok, Eduardo Zamora, Alexander Egon, David Iguera, Fran Ritzmesto, Eduardo Leo, Sheldon Muscat, and Sheldon Muscat rounds out your 24 car field here today. Looking at the track here today at Suzuka International Speedway, track temperature or air temperature is 40 degrees Celsius with a track length of 5.75 kilometers and a track humidity of 55 degrees. So a little bit humid and pretty hot track for the drivers here today as they're gonna get going here as we are just waiting for the last guy to get gridded so we can get the formation lap rolling here today. As we are here for what I will understand to be a 15 lap event, or a 15-minute event. As we are waiting just for the safety car to get going here. And that he will. Safety car is moving. And so is everybody else now. As again, our top 5 is Shirdo, Rotlel, Kayabach, McFall, and Venti, I believe. Obviously, since we're side by side, it's hard to read it. But as a very short formation lap here at Suzuka, because here we are coming through the final chicane already. And wait for the pace car to go off. Let's see who could avoid the chaos that is turn 1. SOF is about 2.8k and the leader is gone already. Green flag is out already, but a nose damage for the McLaren there. Oh, for that Mercedes there with the McLaren paint scheme. As we're gonna come down into turn 1 here. Let's see who can avoid the chaos here. So far so good. They're 3 wide in the back. Oh, and there goes the 12. 12's gonna go around in front of the field. He's gonna keep it. He's gonna be the only spinner that barely scrapes the wall in turn 1. As we're gonna take a look at what happened to Alexander Gonin, as he looks like he just got tapped from the 17. And he just slides down into the infield grass. And luckily only a little bit of right side damage. As we're now gonna go back to Dial of Fawn, the number 11 machine, holding his own in P13. Everybody's single file now as the race has kind of died down from the start a little, but the battles are very close to each other. So I'm gonna pull up a battles box here. Still within a second from P11 to P13, and then P13 to P15, as we may see some dive bombs here. Contact in the back with the 15 machine. Number 15 just got P15 I believe, just got rear-ended. And actually, somebody else has crashed. Oh, what happened here? Now, this is not the accident that we saw. Also, we're gonna rewind a little bit. As it looks like he just gets loose coming out of the corner and smacks his front end. And then almost backs into the BMW there. We're gonna go back live now with Daniel Thines in the 15 machine, the Red Bull. Respectively running the Japanese tribute Red Bull paint scheme. As he's gonna get the move done for P14 into 130R. As now into another heavy braking zone here. I think people behind him they're side by side back here. 22 is falling back like a rock here. And he is all the way down to P16. As we see the BMW taking a peek on the number 22 machine there, he's gonna think better of it as he almost collects the rear end of that Aston Martin. As we're gonna go roll bar of the BMW behind this Aston Martin. Just to see how close racing can get as was barely on that inside lane. And he is all over the back bumper of the number 22 machine here as he's gonna do what he can. He's now side by side. We're gonna go. And he's easily gonna get that move done because actually the 22 is off the track. We're gonna take a look to see how he got off track. Just look as he ran wide after racing with the BMW. And he's just gonna keep it on the track. No extra damage for the 22 machine, but certainly a damaged soul. As we see a dive bomb here from the safety car. That is the AMG. Yeah, the AMG of Leo, who just had to make a dive bomb into that AT machine. He's currently running it very well here. After starting from the back, already sitting in P16. That's a number 1 machine too. He's gotta get going or else he's gonna be losing a ton of I rating. So we're gonna jump to our current leaders now. Looks like our leaders are Francisco, Rotel, and McFall, who all have a respectable 1 lap gap between each other. So we're gonna bring up the track map as the only car way back there is Fran Rantamaro, who I believe has just been having... He just left the pits. Oh, because he crashed and he was just trying to fix damage. It's unfortunate for him as the race says, actually we have a crash right after 130R. P23 of Alexander Gongan. Ah, he's just not having his day. As we're gonna take a look to see what happened here with him. Right after 130R, just gets too much on the curb, puts that front end into the wall, and surprisingly no engine damage yet, as he's gonna keep that car rolling. So we're gonna go to P13, Dalio Fawn again, as the battle here is heating up. You have about a 5, almost 6 car battle here. I was gonna bring up the battles. What the hell happened in the battle box? Huh. Battle box is broken. Alright, good to know. Now, no pit stops will most likely not be needed here today, as it'll be only a 15 lap event, or 15 minutes, I believe. It may be close, that people may need gas. But so far, everybody respecting their spots. As we're gonna take a look at Leo, who is just behind the guy we were just watching. He is on the move now. He has moved up 2 spots since we've last looked at him. Currently sitting at P14 now.
Licenses. I've never seen that before. Crazy.
As we see them, I need to pull up like a... I'll do that later. But Leo just trying to get up to those leaders. As we're gonna try and find a close battle here. Actually, it looks like it's gonna be...
Well, I have an unlucky qualifying.
Number 16 machine on the back bumper of that AMG. He's gonna make a dive bomb going into the final chicane. The AMG is gonna have the inside line though, and he's not gonna get that position up just yet. As we're gonna take a
Hey, you
gearbox
probably
view.
lose high rating unless you get first place, right?
Let me. Sorry guys, let me just turn this guy off. As we see, the move made in the turn 1 from the guy behind. And he will have that move done as he's still on the bumper though. Nico's still having a chance to fight back here with the other AMG. We're gonna watch that move once again as it was just has that inside line going into turn 1 here and just outbreaks him. And Nico almost gave it away. And that will easily give the move to Fran. As it is now Fran, Nico, and Jens Gunsens from Belgium. Currently in a 3-car train as Jens is actually getting close to the bumper of his friendly AMG teammate, as he actually will. Here comes Jens on the inside, going under the bridge into the hairpin. He's not gonna get it done, not yet, but what can he do a crossover? It looks like he will. He's on the other side of Nico here. He makes a little bit of contact, but he's gonna have to concede the position, and Fridza is loving that because he is pulling away. As actually I hear a spin a little bit further up. As we saw the smoke there last second, yeah, this number 7 machine just spins it coming out of the right-hander. I probably clicked the worst time to do it, as here comes the BMW! BMW taking a peek on Jens here. Sebastian taking a look, and that's actually the 7 who has just spun of Michael Kalabach on the inside of Leo. But Leo's not going to give that position up, as we're going to go back to Gunsens here. Still trying to see what he can do going into the final chicane. Currently still holding his own, and now he's got the fastest guy in the lobby behind him, Eduardo Leo. This guy is a pro in the road license, so he is a fast guy. He knows what he's doing, so he's going to try and get around Gunsens as quick as possible. But Gunsens managing to hold his own here. Currently, we're going to go to Leo's roll bar cam, as he's on that back bumper of the 8 machine. And you could tell Leo is clearly faster than the rest of the guys, but he's just trying to keep it clean, but also still put pressure to where they will just make the mistake and he doesn't get the incident points. But a great spot to do it is probably right about now in that outside lane. But it's gonna be tricky here, going into a fast right-hander. And he's not gonna have the move done just yet. And he makes a little bit of a correction there, as his next best spot to do it is coming up here into the hairpin. Let's see if he tries to dive bomb it. He's gonna move over, and he will dive bomb on the inside of the hairpin. Goes Leo, and he will easily have that move done as Gusenj basically concedes the position away, and he has to move away. And here comes Leo. Now trying to take a look on Nico here. You already see Leo's taking a peek on the left-hander here. Oh, look how close they become. They're on each other's gearbox now. Let's see, it looks like Leo's gonna have a draft. Where is he gonna go? He's all over the bumper. He's gonna go on the inside of 130R. He's gonna try and pass in 130R. And they will keep it clean. Leo still gives him room. And there's gonna be side by side still going into the final chicane. As Leo really gets it coming out of the final chicane there. And Leo now has his sights set on P7 of Fran Reza, but he's a little far ahead. There, you see Leo in the back there, and there's Fran just entering turn 1 now. Although Fran is loving the battling they have been doing behind him, because it's allowed him to pull away as far as he can. And now he's created a gap far enough where he can at least hold off Leo for a couple laps. Whereas apparently I have to fix the car textures for that, so for now I'll just turn those off. But Leo is certainly a fast driver, as actually Fran goes a little bit wide. So Leo is already all over the back bumper, and here he comes on the inside, but Fran's gonna have the preferred line. Leo tries to cross over going around. He's gotta probably do the same thing what he did to Goossens real soon here, try and dive bomb into turn, into the hairpin. He's gonna scooch over, and he's gonna put it there. Great passing from Leo here, get up into P7. As a little bit further behind, we see the Ashton Martins of Ferreira, Don, and Hayok. They were battling a little bit into the final hairpin. As Leo now has a clear sight ahead, all the way only up to P6, as we see P6 there. The Mercedes McLaren, I guess, sitting in P6 here, holding a comfortable 7-second gap to Leo. And actually, we're gonna do something I bet you most road guys have never seen before. We're gonna give you basically a knockoff of Crank It Up. And actually, I just realized this race has been going on for so long, and it's now the checkered flag. Francesco gonna take the... Whoa, that was actually very close. A drag race to the line. We're gonna go to P4 now. Oliver coming around, still there. Barbos Venti just coming out of the final corner now. Eduardo Leo will only manage a P7 here. And look at the pack just coming out behind him. Oh, we have a portion of the wall. He's gonna park that on the middle racing surface as we actually look a little bit further behind. As look at that finish. The only two people that have yet to cross is Alexander Igagin, I believe, if it won't automatically set me a scenic, and then finally Nico Velez coming in. Unfortunately, the last of the lead lap cars. Well, that was certainly one heck of a race, as the battles were everywhere here. As we take a look at these results here, Francesco Chirgo takes the dub over Niles Rote by .021 of a second. Scott McFall coming in P3, Oliver P Tech P4, Marcus Zug P5, Barbados Venti P6, Eduardo Leo P7, Jens Goodness P8, Michael Kiabach P9, Fran Reza rounding out your top 10. And for the rest of the boys, Mark Sebastian and Anderson Ferreira, Dalio Fawn, Anhan Hyok, Sheldon Muscat, Daniel Finnes, George Tyler, David Das Guerrera, Eduardo Zamora, Antonio Merdea, Carlos Bentino, Atsiasi Gauguin, Nico Fernandez, and Fran Retimero rounding out your 24-car field here today. Well, as we see, I believe that is Alexander just doing laps here. That is one good race, and since the test moment technically right now would be interviews, would say those are done. Alright, everybody, that was one great race today. Action-packed and as filled as you would want it to. If you guys liked the stream, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. And then end the stream. Well, that's not too bad. I think I'm gonna do one more test stream with this Fanatec here. The GT3s. I just watched this. Oh, we're gonna. Alright, off topic, we're gonna get a Pontiac for 87s. Nice. I know, completely off topic, but Oh, BMW went right in front of the Lambo. Where's my mouse? There. Nobody's racing. I'm just gonna wait until this becomes open. I'm trying to mess around with the championship stuff for SDK. Wait, does that actually line up? Hold on a minute. Yeah, no, I don't know where the hell that comes from. That's a lot. Let's go about mid split then. Oh, that's a cut. Guys, I'll do something. Yes, well, I actually found it. I'm just gonna do another test broadcast now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another race here in iRacing. Today we're running the GT3s at Mount Panorama, which is certainly a treacherous track. If you've ran this track, you know that back area where it's just nothing but walls and asphalt. I'm also going to take a look at the race info here. Mount Panorama Circuit, a 6.14 kilometer circuit. Temperature outside is 20 degrees Celsius, so the track temp is not going to be that high, but wind speeds are at 20 kilometers an hour, so it will be high winds. It's also cloudy too, so the track's not going to heat up as quickly as we see most of the time it does. As we're now going to go to our grid here today for this race. Rafael Major in P1, followed by Florian Durkop in P2, Xavier Mbuti P3, and Dennis Masi P4. Then Joe Nathan, Daniel Barnwell, Amras Mantis, Rado Pastak, Juano Fonenza, Dennis Tija, CG Lentis, Jesse Graham, Tadius Lucas, Yeri Ruiz, Thomas Sokais, and I'm not even gonna try P16, but he's P16, Leo Hudson P17, Alberta Custa 18th, and that rounds out your 18 car field here at Mount Panorama. So we're gonna get ready to go here. As you see, they are gridding just before the final chicane and then into the final corner. It is only a matter of time. Wait, what? Oh, sweet. They're finally using the COT cars. It's gonna be official. Later. Now the grid is pulling away as we see very mixed car manufacturers here. BMW, Lamborghini, Porsche, another Beamer, Ferrari, and Porsche. That is the only Lamborghini in this field. And there's also a Ford GT all the way in the back. Always nice to see the Ford tier running, but unfortunately he's the only one. As we are now waiting for the pace car to enter pit road here. And he dives down in, goes through the cones, waiting on Major to take this field away. He's going to get past the final corner here. And there he goes, green flag here at Mount Panorama. As we are just watching them go by now. Let's see who can make it through turn one. It looks like most of them will be able to make it through. As we are now going up through the long straightaway before the back half of the track, which is where the treacherous part happens. This is where we see a lot of wrecks happen here at this racing circuit. As you see him go through turn 2, now up into turn 3, going uphill now as they're a single file. All the way back now, because you gotta need to be to make it through this section cleanly. Still nothing crazy happening behind them. As we take a look at the SOF of the split, it is 2.2k SOF. And actually, the Lamborghini smacks the wall a little bit there, but the SOF is still pretty high for these kinds of races here. It's a good set of drivers here, as actually we see off tracks happening in the back. So far, no true accident though. Everybody's on single file now, coming through. The final chicane here. Gonna take a look at the leader here. Rafael Major in the BMW, followed by his BMW teammate, Xavi Bauti. Those two guys are doing just. Oh, and Xavi crashes out of the final corner before the end of lap 1. As I'm trying to ping on him. Oh, he gets nailed! I believe that's the GT! And it is chaos back there. So we're gonna take a look. What happened again here? As we see Xavi just put too much power out of the final corners and then sits in the middle of the track. Parks it down, which is probably the worst spot to be, gets nailed by the number 2 machine of Jesse Graham in the Porsche. And then it prompts that BMW to go smack the inside wall, and the Porsche's still there. And here comes another one. He's gonna just nail the front end. And that's the 18 machine of Leo Hudson. That's gonna send both cars spinning out. Actually, we have another crash here, but that one is over. Let's take a look at this other one here. This is Xavier Ruiz. Gary Ruiz, as he is just getting overtaken into turn 2, just gets onto the grass and smacks the tire barrier. He's gonna jump straight to the pits. Now gonna go back live here, looking back at the BMW of Rafael Major with the spin of Gary Ruiz that gives Florian Durkop in the Lamborghini the P2 position. So we're gonna go take a look back into P6, as you see a very close battle between all of them here. All of them are very close to one another. As we see, only P5 to 7 is only separated by a second. And they are still racing each other hard there as they're now coming through the final corner. Ferrari's gonna get off cleanly, and there's a Ferrari in the back who took a peek on him. That is the number 7 machine of Rado. I'm just testing. As we're still watching the 7 here, trying to catch up to the number 1 machine of the Porsche of Dennis Myers. Dennis needs to make up a lot of spots here just to get up to where he wants to be. So we take a look at Dennis here coming around the final corner on the back bumper of that Martin Ferrari. The number 14 machine of Ho Foseska. And actually, number 14 is looking like he wants to make a move on Dennis here with that white Red Bull Porsche. This Ferrari gets a little squirrely coming out of turn 1. That's gonna give the Porsche behind him a chance to at least get on the inside, but not enough draft. He's gonna back off. Takes a look down the inside. He's not gonna do it though. He thinks better of it right now, as he's just gonna stick behind for P7, as it's still a very early on in the race. There's 20 minutes left in this race, and because of that, we're gonna give you a crank it up. Big spin from the number 1 machine as he crashes down. We're gonna try to take a look at that again, as that's not it. It's number 1 machine right there, Dennis Maez, as he looks like he just spun coming out of the chicane there. Oh, he makes front end contact with the 14, and that's what sends that front end down. As that was a relatively short crank it up, so we're gonna bring it back to you here. And we are back here after the crank it up. Nothing really much has happened since we saw the Porsche of Mayas lose traction out of the final chicane. So far, it's just been smooth sailing for a lot of these guys here, as there's kind of been a train going on since a while now. It's just a train from P3 all the way back to P9, as we see from the track map, with a lap car of P17 in the middle of P2 and 3. As we are now over halfway to go here, some of these guys, I was saying, now it's time to really push this car as hard as it can, or the Lambo, because that Lambo is still sitting P2, right behind the BMW of Rafael Major, who is doing just fine for himself here, as he has pulled a 4-second gap over P2, so he just has to maintain that. As actually one of our closer battles is P7 to P5. Like these guys are holding their own, and actually that's an off Porsche there. That's Jesse Graham, who crashed in this area as he slightly grinded the wall and just... It seems like I believe he's the lap car, so he just kind of parks it, letting the lap traffic by, and then he gets himself going with it. He thought he crashed because he was at a dead stop. Now we look back on the car number 7. I'm actually gonna go take a look at P5, who's currently in a 3-way battle for P4, as the Martin Ferrari takes a peek on his rear bumper there. He's trying to get past the Porsche. Actually, it is a 5-car train. Nobody's really doing anything. They can't really do anything. It's the entire back half of the track you can't really pass unless if they basically give it to you. Really the best overtaking spots are into the final chicane, last corner in turn 1. There's actually a little bit of contact with Porsche in front of Dennis here. That's going to give Dennis a confidence boost. Dennis knows he can get to it now. He knows he's putting pressure on him. He's just got to get there as soon as he can, because we're down to 5 minutes left in this race. As that's just a lap car letting the leaders by in probably one of the most treacherous spots around this track. As he's now within 0.2 of a second. He's on that back bumper. It's on the back bumper of Joe Nathan here. Take a gearbox look of Nathan here as see how close Teja can get. And actually, as we see that, there's the Ferrari. The Ferrari trying to make a move on the Porsche now. It looks like he will. That is Dennis Teja's getting overtaken by Joe. And they make contact in the final chicane. Both of them down into the grass. That is just heartbreak for both of them, as they were just trying to make it through clean, and they both wreck. As we're going to take a look and see what happened here, as I have to rewind just a little bit. That's ice. As it looks like just a dive bomb in there, it looks like the Porsche kind of just went up into him. It almost looked like netcode, to be honest. The Porsche just went up into the Martin Ferrari. The number 7 gets through, and so does the number 13. They both get 2 free spots there. Unfortunate for Tennish, who was on track for a P8 finish here, and now is all the way down into P12. As
number 14 manages to keep P8. So we now look up front here now. Here's the 13 machine on getting close to the back end of that number 7. Actually, Teja has crashed again. Seeing the damaged rear wing of the Ford GT in front of him. He just overcooks it in the turn 2 and smashes that rear end. And it looks like he's still trying to keep that car going because there is not much time left in this race. You gotta try and hold as much as you can. But Segi is getting close. He's getting close to Rando here. Segi certainly has the chance to get through to try and take P5 away. We're gonna go to the leader here and see if we get the white flag this time. I doubt it. Let's see what flag he has there. White flag is actually in the air for our race leader here. As we're gonna go back to Rando's battle here, and actually they kind of broken up a little bit. It is now the same length in between, and actually some bro has his wipers on. Looks like the 5 is easily gonna get through here. Again, not the 5, the 7 car in P5. Looks like he's easily gonna keep the P5 unless he makes a major mistake. We're gonna watch this until the very end. Best laps coming around for everybody in the back. It looks like he's pulled away too far for the number 13 to try and do something here, but now Rando is looking to try and do something to the Porsche of Joe Nathan in front. Rando trying to get close to Nathan as fast as possible here. Looks like that gap just keeps growing now at 0.8 of a second. It's gonna be slowly growing, quicker and quicker. It looks like Nathan's faster in this final sector, in the second sector of the track. Gap has now grown to a second. Nathan's still trying to push, dropped it down to 0.7. Then get back on the power, it's back up to a second now. It doesn't look like he's gonna get it, but now he's under pressure from the guy behind. And 13's coming back there, he's within 0.5 now. He needs a good draft here, and also to try and dive bomb into the final chicane here. It looks like the 13 is too far back though. As we're gonna go to our leader here, who just came out of the final chicane. He's gonna come through the final turn here. Rafael Major is your winner here for the 2.2 SOF GT3 race. Florida Dunlop in the Lamborghini comes in second. Daniel Barwell in the Ferrari comes in third. Here's Joe Nathan there. He's gonna stay on a P4. Rando P5. Sigi P6. And then there's P7 of one on the Perquil. Here comes Ho Fonesca with the car 14, still managing for a P8 finish. And Tadias almost loses P9 to Dennis, who is on his back bumper, who rounds out your top 10. As that is one good finish for the boys here. Keep it relatively clean, just a couple of unfortunate accidents there, as this Porsche doesn't have a front bumper. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And then I believe just one more car that needs to cross the line, and here he is. Thomas Sonovis finishing P14 here today. Actually, it shows Hudson still has yet to finish the race. It's still showing him he's yet to take the checkered. And we pull up that dashboard. Yep, he is still pushing that car. So it looks like Liam Hudson, or Leo, my bad, is going to be the last car to actually finish here in P16. And I cannot pull up race results yet until Leo has crossed the line, but I'm sure you guys can see it with the timing tower anyways. As Hudson coming through the downhill section now, with nobody really to worry about anymore, because nobody else is on this track around him. He's just got a couple more corners to go before he can declare his race complete. See how fast they get coming into the final chicane. Gear 5, 230 kilometers an hour. Almost topping out around there. No, it gets to about 250 before the turn to the chicane. And he tops it out at 250 kilometers an hour. See how fast these guys get around here, even for a track that's not known to be fast. It still gets a very high top speed as Leo now coming around to finish his final lap. And there, now Leo has the checkered flag, P16 for Leo. As we now take a look at our race results here today, Rafael Major P1 by 2.4 seconds of Florida Dirt Cop. And then Daniel Barnwell, Joe Nathan, Rando Pasak, Sigi Lentes, Gorello Pickerel, Juan Fanesca, Tadius Lucas, and Dennis Mais, rounding out your top 10. Alberto Cuesta, Dennis Teja, Armless Mantis, Thomas Soviax, Xavier Botti, Leo Hudson, Jesse Graham, Yeri Ruiz, and actually that rounds out your 18 car field here today. Well, good. So again, post-race interviews, blah blah blah. Obviously, I can't really get those right now. But then, and then end of closing. Well, guys, if you enjoyed the race here, it was certainly an exciting one here today at Mount Panorama Circuit. If you guys like this, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. And scene. Okay.